You're now listening to MarkWHO42 from the Whoniverse and beyond.
Reading is fun, but I know a lot of you out there don't have a lot of time to spare to read. But you do drive your car to go from place to place, and that's why you should get audiobooks. Audiobooks like the ones they have at Audible. Hi, I'm Mark Baumgarten, host of MarkWHO42. If you are interested in reading fiction, non-fiction, Doctor Who titles, Audible has 180,000 titles, actually more than that, for you to choose from to get your reading done in an auditorial fashion. Go to audibletrial.com/MarkWHO42 and get a free month's membership, and there's a special deal right now where you can get 2 free downloads of audiobooks. And you can download any audiobook that's on their site. So go to audibletrial.com/MarkWHO42 and take advantage of this free offer. If you enjoy your audiobook, you can stay with them and only pay $14.95 a month. You'll get another download, and you'll be, again, a member of them, where you'll be able to get low rates on Audible books. So, once again, go to audibletrial.com/MarkWHO42 and read. Or rather, listen. That's a good Doctor Who phrase. Listen.
Hi, this is Chase Masterson, and you're listening to MarkWHO42. How cool is that?
Welcome to MarkWHO42. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten, and with me today is...
Patricia Freyre.
And where are we, Patricia?
We're at Gallifrey One.
Gallifrey One, yahoo! Oh, we're going to have so much fun this weekend, and we're taking you along for the ride. I know a lot of you out there have always wanted to go to Gallifrey, and this time, you really are, virtually.
That's right.
We're going to be talking to a lot of fans out there in the lobby and in the halls, but we can't film any of the interviews and we can't record any of the Kaffeeklatches, the receptions. So, unfortunately, folks, we don't have any celebrities. But that doesn't mean we don't have any celebrities, does it? Because you can always catch a celebrity in the hall. You never know who you're going to see.
That's very true.
No, I've never been to Gallifrey, so tell everyone a little about Gallifrey, your experience.
Well, this is only my second time, but the first time was really fun last year. I got to come with a group of friends, and here with the same friends again, and now Mark's here. And so, yeah, this year there's a lot more celebrities than there were last year. But we did get to go to Kaffeeklatches last year with Richard Dinnick, which we interviewed.
Yeah, we interviewed him episode like 4 or 5 of our show, way back in the early days.
Oh, it was a long time ago. Yeah, but he's here again this year.
Yeah,
and he's selling copies of one of his books, The Missy Chronicles.
The Missy Chronicles.
Says he's going to have a very few copies of that because it's still on pre-order.
Yeah,
and you get it autographed too.
Cool.
So that might be fun. But Sylvester McCoy's here.
I got to speak to him yesterday. He is doing very well. He was a little inebriated, but he was happy to be here.
One of my friends that came last night saw David Bradley in the lobby last night. She was walking through the lobby in her pajamas and ran into David Bradley, and she was just like, "You see nothing."
Tomorrow, on the first day of the convention, I'm doing photographs with Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy. I'm going to get to do a photograph with David Bradley, and I'm also doing a photograph with... And I can't believe I'm saying this because of all the things I've said for the last 5 years on this show. I'm taking a picture with Stephen Moffat. So
that's going to be awesome.
Be on my best behavior.
Well, at least it's not Jenna Coleman, right?
Oh, don't go there. Don't go there. We're not going there.
So we have a lot going on this weekend here in Gallifrey One, and we will be back with tons of footage that we get from this convention right after this.
Don't go away. Don't go away. We'll be back with more MarkWHO42 after this.
Hey, Iggy.
Yes.
I know that you started watching Doctor Who as a newbie, with the new show, but have you gotten a chance to watch all 7 classic Doctors in action?
I have not.
Well, you can find the most complete collection of Doctor Who ever broadcast in the U.S. on Retro TV.
Shut the front door. Are you serious?
I'm serious, and you don't even need cable for this. This is over-the-air television. You have an HD antenna. You can watch around the country Retro TV. Many of the stories have been remastered and enhanced from their original film and videotape elements, so they come out beautifully perfect in HD.
Mind blown.
It's free. You just have to go to your TV and find Retro TV, and you can watch all the great Doctor Who. They show 2 episodes Monday through Friday, and they show more than that.
I think I shall get my pajamas and my Ben & Jerry's then.
And recently they've added news stories. Not news stories as in like they made new stories, but news stories that they haven't had in rotation, such as several Patrick Troughton tales that weren't on before. They're adding them to them. So there's more to watch because, those new stories became available. Web of Fear and Enemy of the World. So they've added things like that.
Oh my, I'm excited.
So don't forget to go and look for Retro TV and watch Doctor Who. You can go to RetroTV.com and look for their schedule for exactly when Doctor Who is on in your area.
I'm logging in as we speak.
I did my Christmas shopping and I got my girlfriend the Peter Capaldi crystal carving at DoctorWhoCrystals.com. And you should go there too. They've got official BBC licensed crystal carvings of all the Doctors inside of a crystal carving of a TARDIS. They are actual crystal and they are beautiful. They've got every Doctor to choose from and they're only $100. They're not that expensive. So do what I did and get your spouse happy by buying them a crystal carving from DoctorWhoCrystals.com. I might buy the War Doctor one for myself.
Hi there, everybody. It's Sophie Aldred here, also known as Ace from Doctor Who and Sophie from Strangeness in Space and Lady McDermott from Pops and Monsters, but mainly Ace from Doctor Who. And you are listening to the excellent, quite marvellous MarkWHO42.
We're back with more of MarkWHO42 live or recorded live from Gallifrey One. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten. With me, of course, is Trish Helm, and we are going to have a great day today. I'm here with Tina Stitzer. She's a member of my Weekend TARDIS Club. She's also been on several of Dan Harris's Sci-Fi Sea Cruises. The first one with me, she was on actually way back in 1988. And she's here with me in Galley. Tina, how many times have you been to Galley before?
This is my second time at Galley.
Second time? Well, that's one more than I have. And that ties Trish, so that actually works. So what was your favorite part about Galley before? Why'd you come back? I always like the number of guests they have and the particular guests. And it's nice hanging around and, meeting other fans, making new friendships. Now, we're sitting in the lobby right now, and there are people handing out these, ribbons, I guess they're called, with, logos and sayings. What is this all about? I have no idea. I first encountered it maybe about 3 years ago at a con I went to, and I'm hooked on it now. It's so much fun collecting them. Yeah, I mean, so far I've got 3 feet, maybe 4 feet worth of ribbons on my badge. I could trip over them at this point. Which guests would you want to see most of all here this weekend? Mostly I want want to see from the 7th Doctor era. I want to see Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, Lisa Bowerman.
Love Lisa Bowerman. Yeah. I love Sophie too. My first girlfriend. Everyone knows that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Terry Malloy and Fraser Hines.
Yeah. I saw Fraser last night in the bar. He's doing good. Sylvester. Well, I think I talked about that before in this program. Sylvester was nicely. What's the vernacular? Pissed.
Inebriated.
Inebriated. Yeah. But he amicable and a great guy. Well, thank you, Tina.
You're welcome.
So I'm with Eduardo M. Freyre. He's one of the original MarkWHO42 players. Hello, Ed.
Yes. I'm one of the originals. Yes.
Yeah. That's right, Ed. So yeah, you're here at Gallifrey for what? The second time?
Yep. Time number 2.
What do you look forward to at this one?
Let's see, at this one, well, looking forward to the Kaffeeklatches with Lisa Bowerman. Looking forward to seeing Stephen Moffat actually in the flesh.
I'm going to sit in on that Lisa Bowerman one with you too, so it should be good. Any costumes that you're waiting to see that people wear this year?
You know what? Well, I know of one person who's going to be doing the 13th Doctor, and then let's just see what people have. I mean, last year one of the coolest costumes was a Tiki Dalek.
Tiki Dalek.
Tiki Dalek. I took a picture of it. It was one of those popular pictures I posted on Twitter.
Now, is the Tiki Dalek going to take over the Tiki room in the Tiki room?
If I can quote 10 for a second? No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
All right, thanks, Ed.
You're always welcome.
I'm with a friend of the show, Dan Harris. Dan, how's it going?
Going well.
So you're here and you're advertising for your next cruise, is that right?
Yes, indeed. We are standing on the convention floor of the world's largest exclusive Doctor Who convention, talking about one of the world's smallest Doctor Who events. It's synchronicity.
It is. So what can you tell us about the one that's coming up? Tell us when it is and where we can go to get tickets and who's coming.
Well, this year is going to be the 30th anniversary of the Sci-Fi Sea Cruise, which started its life as the Doctor Who 20th anniversary cruise, and then the Doctor Who 30th anniversary cruise, and then we just renamed it. So yeah, this is going to be, I think, our 20th voyage since 1988, and we're sailing out of Seattle this year. Going to go down the coast to Astoria, Oregon, San Francisco, California, back up the coast to Victoria, BC, and then finish where we started again in Seattle, and it's all the last week of September.
All right. How many times have you come to Gallifrey in the past?
Might need advanced calculus to figure that one out. I have not missed one since 1996, and this is the 29th edition.
So you do the math, and 20 years.
A long
Almost
time.
20 times, yeah. And what is your favorite part of Gallifrey One?
Meeting my friends, old and new alike.
Yeah, I'm meeting a lot of people that I know from Facebook and from talking to them, and then I'm actually getting to meet them in person. It's nice. I actually have a friend. And it's funny, but Stephen Moffat is walking right by us as we speak.
Awesome. Gotta love the Moff.
Gotta love the Moff.
It's his first time back here since before the new series started. Yeah. He used to be a regular here.
Well, I gotta go get my picture with him in a few minutes.
All right. Go tell him I said hi and remind him his open invitation to sail with me is still open.
All right. Thank you, Dan Harris, here from the floor of Gallifrey One, the 29th voyage.
Absolutely. Set a course for adventure.
We just saw Camille Kadori and Gemma Redgrave do a little question and answer thing where they had to pick one choice or another, and I ran into Arthur Dykeman, Guardians of Gallifrey. How are you doing, Arthur?
Doing great. Nice to see you, Mark.
Yeah. So how you like the convention so far?
Oh, fabulous. Beyond incredibly lucky to get some nice road to the stage. They have a wonderful array of guests and a spectacular dealer's room.
Yeah.
And just meeting everybody again, a lot of whom I only see once a year.
Well, how many times have you been to Gallifrey?
I know I've been here more than a decade.
Wow.
I would think at least 13 to 15 years at least.
Oh, really? So you make the trip out annually?
So far, pretty much. It gets a little trickier given how memberships sell out in general.
Yeah.
But I try to. Yeah.
Cool. What has been your favorite part? Your favorite panel that we've had so far this convention?
Okay. I think they're all fun. I'm particularly enjoying this past one.
Yeah, this was good.
I like panels about the classic time of the series. Any time with Fraser Hines and of course this year Fraser Hines and Wendy Padbury.
Yes.
Wonderful stuff. And I particularly enjoy the Radio Free Scar opener.
Oh, competition! There we go.
Okay.
That's okay.
Back in. Okay. No problem.
No. You can totally talk about it. So yeah, because Radio Free Scar does the opening every year.
Yeah. It was a tie. I was almost going to go with my girlfriend to the Dr. Puppet panel.
I went to the Dr. Puppet panel.
Of course, I got a wonderful payoff when Elisa, I think it's her.
Elisa Stern.
Thank you, Elisa Stern. She made a guest appearance at the Timey Wimey Puppet Show this morning.
Oh, okay.
That's always fun. It's kind of a combination of a shout out to old school Punch and Judy, and Timey Wimey Puppet Show, and I love that, and I love the Dr. Puppet stuff on YouTube that she does, and she came by and we got the best of both worlds. Love it.
Have you gotten any photographs with the stars yet?
I've managed to take a few of the panels. I've got two photo ops I'm doing, one today, one tomorrow. One with Gemma, and a three-fer with Stephen Moffat, Matt Lucas, and David Bradley.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when the budget cooperates.
Yeah.
Kind of tricky in the dealer's room for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I do get that.
But I've gotten quite a few pictures around, being respectful, of course. Yes, I've gotten quite a few pictures between this event, and I managed to, for the first time in a long time, get in LA early enough to do some touristy things. Did the Warner Brothers tour.
Yeah. So, what would you say to our listeners who have never been to Galley? How would you tell them that they better sign up quick the next time it comes around?
Absolutely. It's going to be a mere few months. I believe roughly late April, early May.
Yeah.
And you wait for, like most large conventions, you wait for the doors to open. You'll forgive me. I'm distracted by some Galaxy Quest cosplayers over there.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, yes. If you want to get to Galley, you pay close attention to their website, and roughly around late April, early May, they start it up, and once they start, you got to put your finger on the refresh button and make sure you get in there.
Definitely.
And then about a month or two later, follow suit with the Marriott, because they've decided to stay with the Marriott, and it's a great decision, and if they fit in the Marriott like hand in glove, and you want to get your room carefully and fast.
Is this truly the best Doctor Who convention in North America?
I love Chicago TARDIS, but yes, Galley's the best.
All right, we gotta go because they're about to start the next thing. Thank you very much, Arthur.
Thank you, Mark.
Hi, this is Patricia Freyre, and I am at Galley One, and I'm going to be interviewing one of my friends. Her name is Angela Meyerhoff, and she used to live in Reno and be all geeky and Whovian with us, but then she had to move to Washington, and we were all very sad that she had to leave. But it's so happy that I get to see you here at Galley. So how have you been enjoying your Galley experience this year?
It has been amazing, and mostly as much as I love Galley on its own, mostly because I've gotten to see all of the Reno people again. Yeah.
You practically tackled everybody, didn't you?
I know I did. I got tackled by Eddie first. He came out of nowhere when I was at registration, just came out, grabbed me, and then a little bit later I saw Joanna and ran down the hallway and grabbed her. Yeah. Yes. And then she started crying and she threw things. Though I think the throwing things was an accident.
So I know that you're a big cosplayer. Mm-hmm. And you have your own cosplay page, right?
I do. It's Space Pirate Cosplay on Facebook, or on Instagram I am Space Pirate 42.
Of course, 42.
Yes, always the answer.
So which cosplays did you do for this Galley? I know you do a different one every day, right?
Yeah, so on Thursday, because I can never get the hang of Thursdays, I was Arthur Dent. And I actually found a Ford Prefect, and we got some pictures together. It was really cool. And then on Friday, I was... so there's a scene in the episode The Power of Three with Rory and Amy and Eleven. And the unit soldiers invade their house, and they bring Rory into the kitchen, and he's not wearing any trousers. And he says, "There's soldiers in my house, and I'm in my pants." So I actually cosplayed Rory in his pants, his underwear.
You have nice legs, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. And then on Saturday, I cosplayed the 7th Doctor and got my picture with Sylvester and Sophie, and that was wonderful. And on
did they have anything to say about your cosplay?
Yes. Actually, it was funny. Sylvester said he was like, you remind me of someone, or maybe two people, because that's what a lot of people. Since nobody here has seen it, because I'm speaking. My 7th Doctor is a 1940s style version. So I have like these wide 1940s women's pants that were sort of the style that they wore once like men went off to war and everything. And my cardigan is the question mark vest is a cardigan, and it's got like puffy sleeves, and I do it as a 1940s vintage style. And there's the episode, The Curse of Fenrir, and Ace dresses in a 1940s style. So it's sort of like a mashup between Ace and the Doctor. And so he made a little joke about that. And then Sophie, she asked me if I'd knitted my cardigan, and I had, and everything. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome work.
It took a while. And I want to redo it because the question marks are too big, so I want to make them smaller, which is just going to take me even longer. Yeah.
And this is Saturday, so we have one more day.
Yes.
So what is going to be your cosplay tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Sunday, I am doing a non-Whovian one, because David Bradley, of course, is here. Who, a lot of people here are like, oh, the first Doctor, but Filch. So I'm actually wearing, I call it my Hufflepunk, because I'm a Hufflepuff, and I love being a Hufflepuff. I know you're a Hufflepuff too. In fact, we're both Slitherpuffs.
Yes, we are.
And so I have a punk outfit that I have a vest that I've decorated and put all kinds of patches and stuff on. So.
Oh, very cool. I can't wait to see it.
I will be very comfortable tomorrow, which I am happy about.
It's always good to do a comfortable one on the last day, especially.
Yeah, especially because my flight is tomorrow night, very soon after closing ceremonies. I have to get packed up and run out of here and get over to LAX very soon, so I need something comfortable.
So who was the person that you most wanted to see when you came to Galley this year?
This year was definitely Sylvester. So this is, my first Galley was in 2012, and then I missed 2013, and I've gone every year since then. So I guess this is number 5? Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So this would be number 5. The last time Sylvester was here was in 2013, so it's the one that I missed.
Of course.
And so I didn't get to see him, and I was very sad about that. And then I saw Sophie when she came recently, and she's adorable, and she looks exactly the same.
I know. She's so tiny.
Oh my gosh.
It's like
she's absolutely tiny.
Yeah.
I got my picture. Well, and Sylvester's too. So when they're on screen together, you don't realize how
small
tiny
they are.
either one of them are. And I got my picture taken with them, and I'm 5'8". I'm fairly tall for a woman. And so my picture, I'm in the middle, and I look like a giant next to them. But Sophie was so sweet, and she was so fun the last time she came, and I was really excited that both of them were going to be here.
I know.
Yeah,
I went to their panel.
Yeah,
were you there?
I was. Yeah,
and they didn't have a host. They did the whole thing themselves.
It was so fun.
They went all into the audience and were asking people questions, letting people ask them questions, and it was so funny.
Just totally goofing up. And Sylvester was wearing terrible pants. What on earth was he wearing?
I don't know.
There was like a sheet that he made into pants. It was ridiculous.
And it was funny to hear them make some inappropriate jokes.
Yes.
It's just like, wow, you never heard that come out of the Seventh Doctor's mouth before.
Man, but yeah, they were fantastic. And they were so, like, to see them playing like that with each other off screen or outside of the Big Finish audios and stuff, it was really fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that.
You can tell that they're just really good friends.
Oh yeah. They have stayed fantastic friends, and it's really fun to see. Yeah.
Now, who would you like to see at a future galley? Who would you love for them to get?
You know, you always want some of the recent ones, but I know this being such a small con, that's not always very realistic. I have been to, let's see, obviously 1 through 3 are never happening, other than David Bradley, who I think it's fantastic that they got him this year. I have met and ridden in the elevator with Colin Baker, and I think if they were able to get a more recent Doctor, one of the modern Doctors, honestly, even though I love all of them for different reasons, I would most love to see Eccleston, to be honest, because he was my first Doctor. He was. I watched a few of the PBS episodes and stuff when I was growing up, but I never really got into it. And it was Eccleston's Doctor, his sassy ass attitude, that brought me to Doctor Who. Yeah. So I know he probably won't ever do one, but
yeah, never say never.
Never say never.
Sean's a persuasive guy.
He is, and he's so, oh gosh, he does so much work. But
this is his passion project. He was just saying the other day that he started doing this when he was 19.
Oh yeah, and he's
43.
Yes, he's 45 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
because I want to say he helped at the very first galley, and this is number 29. So yeah, he's been here for the whole ride, and he does so much work. But he's a really cool guy. But I guess it's probably kind of a weird answer. I mean, a lot of people would probably say, Capaldi would be amazing, Tennant, Smith, any of them would be amazing. But as my first Doctor, what I say is my first official Doctor, Eccleston would be fantastic. Yeah.
That would be amazing. Could you imagine how crazy the people would go?
Oh my God!
If they announced that they got Eccleston.
Yeah.
I think that there would be more excitement than if they got Smith or Tennant.
I think the only person who could possibly outdo that would be Tom Baker.
Oh yeah.
But he's another one that
But I've seen at some other cons they've gotten Tom Baker to telecast.
True.
I'm wondering why can't they do that? That would be amazing if they did. Maybe they're trying. Maybe they just haven't been able to do it.
And I think he's become a little bit more. Not that I'm speaking on behalf of Tom Baker, but it seems like he's become a little bit more open to a lot of things lately, especially with being in. I was in the Stephen Moffat interview the other day, and he was talking about. Someone asked him the question about how did you get Tom Baker to be in that, and he said Tom wanted to. Like we heard through the grapevine that he wanted to be in it, so we sent him a script, and he said that Tom's moment at the end was actually supposed to go to the moment.
Yeah,
it wasn't supposed to be his, but they were like, "Oh, Tom wants to be in it. We're gonna bring him in. We're not gonna miss this opportunity."
Exactly.
Yeah. So it would be cool if telecast would be awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking with me today. We just got out of the closing ceremonies, and I am here with two of my friends, Shawna Hafen and Joanna Dunlap. And how was your Gallifrey experience? Joanna, let's start with you.
I am a weepy mess of joy.
And Shawna?
Yeah, I am exhausted. I am tired. I am so happy.
It was wonderful.
It was wonderful. It was seeing all of my friends again, being able to get with people, meet new people, and just enjoy Doctor Who was something that I've obviously been looking forward to all year, and it's such a relieving high. It sounds weird to say, but it's such a relieving high to be here and be with all of those people once again. So,
Sean Lyon and the best crew in the world put on the best con in the world about the best television show in the world for the best fan base in the world. Everyone here is family. Everyone here loves each other. Everyone here is so kind and so understanding and so polite. And we had an emergency situation where everyone had to vacate the room. Yeah. Everyone had to vacate the biggest hall, the main hall, because of a technical difficulty, and they guaranteed us that when we left, we would come back in and have our same exact seat that we have been holding for ourselves by sitting in there since 1 o'clock that afternoon. And not only did they promise us, but they made good on that promise. Everyone who was in that seat at 6 o'clock when they had to vacate came back in. They are a stunning crew. They just do an amazing job, and all the guests love to come back because they are treated so well, and all of the attendees are treated so well. It is the best. We love each other. It is family. It is so amazing.
Now, both of you guys are amazing cosplayers. You guys have your own cosplay page, don't you?
Yes, we have our own cosplay page together, not individually, but together. It's called Lovelies Cosplay, and we tend to go to a few different cons, but usually because Gallifrey One happens in February, it's one of the first things of the year that you see from us, and it's always great to start your convention going and showing all of your cosplay on a high, and I always feel like we started out, right out the gate with Gallifrey One.
Now, you guys, you do a different cosplay almost every day, correct?
Yeah, we tend to do almost a different cosplay every day. This year, I actually did the same cosplay for 2 days in a row. That is
so character 3 days in a row with two different
shots.
Yeah, that's
or
so
two
odd
different
for you.
costumes. But yeah, it's so odd for me to be in the same costume 2 days in a row. But it's actually kind of cool. I
think it's going to become a regular thing for you. I think you'll just have to be the 13th Doctor from now on.
Yes, and the coat is absolutely amazing, and I know, Joanna, that you handmade that, correct?
I did. It was really cool because the moment Jodie Whittaker was revealed as the new Doctor, we looked at Shawna and went, oh my God, she's the same age, she's practically the same height, she's almost the same body type, the same face shape, the same skin tone, almost exactly, and we said the only thing that's different is that Shawna has longer hair. It's the same color hair and everything, so we just looked over at her and said, you need to get a haircut. So she did, and the moment her costume was revealed, we found the screen accurate shirt. We joined a group, 13th Doctor cosplayers on Facebook, and we were all texting each other, oh gosh, this is where you can get the shirt, this is where you can get the pants. And so we found everything we could. We got the bracers. We had our friend who runs That Samantha. She is an artist that sells things on Etsy. That is That Samantha. She does leather work and all sorts of fun things. She made the leather bits for the bracers. We had our friend Luna Nova Artistry help make the earring for her.
Yeah, the jewelry on her ear.
The jewelry with the star and then the handshake motif and the chain. And then I was blessed enough to be able to make the coat. We tried to find the color color, and we all know that the color mashup. Shawna, you want to talk about the color mistake?
Yeah, so we only have promo shots of Jodie Whittaker at this point, and it is so difficult to get coloring of fabric correct, and we were lucky enough to have that group and find out that, no, this isn't actually a tan coat.
It just looks tan in that yellow light, and then it looks lavender underneath blue light, but it's actually a light blue color.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful color. Joe did a great job. Everybody here at the convention is like, where did you get the coat? Where did you get the coat? And I just had to look over my shoulder and be like, that awesome person right there.
It was funny because we didn't know what the back of the coat looked like, and so we just did our best guess. We looked at it from the front, it looked kind of boxy, and so we just made it a flat square back with no vent or anything. And then 2 days before the con, there were pictures released of production behind the scenes shots from the BBC, and we saw that it is a flared coat, not a straight boxy coat, and it has a vent, a slit up the back, and we went, oh.
So what do you do? What do you do with 2 days to spare? Barely any of the fabric left.
You only sleep 4 hours and you take it apart and remake it.
That's exactly right. And Joanna did that, and because of that, I look so incredible in the outfit. So thank you for making me look so awesome. And and I got to repay her in kind because she actually got to play Nardole, which is a bald man. I know that sounds weird, but a bald man.
With no eyebrows.
With no eyebrows. So I got to make her hairless, so to speak. Not just with a bald cap.
She had hair. It was just invisible.
Right.
Well,
invisible.
By the way,
hair.
Just
I looked like
hair.
a big bald baby. Just like Matt Lucas. Big, cheeky, pink thing.
Yes.
Now, there was also a reason for you guys to be those characters, too, right?
Yes.
We got to work with the Coal Hill AV Club, who puts on Gallifrey Squares. They put on all these different Hollywood Squares type events at different cons across the nation. And here they wanted to do Gallifrey Squares, and they asked us to be a part of it and sit as different squares in the Hollywood Squares type boxes.
So Joe was Nardole for that, and I was the 13th Doctor. It was really cool. And then obviously our center square was actual actors from classic Who.
Yeah, our center row
was 3 amazing actors from classic Who. So we got to share the stage with
Terry
actors.
Malloy, Davros, with Chase Masterson, and who was on Deep Space Nine as Lita the Dabo girl, and she now does some big
Vienna.
Finish things. Exactly,
Vienna, which is out any day now.
Yeah,
and.
Chase Masterson.
She's coming out right now. We're doing a podcast.
We're just talking about how amazing Gallifrey Squares was, and that we had you on as one of the lead people for it.
I loved working with you guys. You guys cracked me up so consistently last night. I was laughing my butt off. And this was, mind you, after a very full day of 15 hours of Gallifrey, and then you guys come along and make me so happy that I'm there. It was so much fun.
No getting stuck in the lift again.
No getting stuck in the lift. No.
I heard about that. I heard about that on Friday.
But seriously, guys, thank you for being so quick and so clever, and for making me laugh and just being so improvisationally good in the moment. It was really fun and funny.
Thank you for being a part of it. Do you want to plug Vienna?
You're really talented.
Plug Vienna.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well,
you're on MarkWHO42's. Come on.
Well, thank you so much. Vienna Season 4 is officially out.
I have to download it.
We had our release this weekend, and it's called Retribution. Vienna Retribution is here. And it's Vienna gets locked up for a crime that she probably didn't commit. Who knows? But it was it was just a blast, and we've gotten some really great reviews and feedback so far. So check it out, Vienna Season 4, and also please support Pop Culture Hero Coalition. You can find us at popculturehero.org and follow us at Superhero IRL on social media. We're doing great work. People say we're saving lives. ending bullying. And so I hope to see you online. Love you guys. All right? Bye.
Thank you. See, do you see why that was so amazing for us last night? This is Galley. You get to be on and entertain people and have some amazing people like Chase Masterson tell you that you did such a good job, and they do such good work for people. And where else do you get to share a stage with someone that you admire so dearly?
You don't.
Only at Gallifrey One.
And then you go home to Reno, Nevada, and just go back to your day job, and that's what Galley is here. Everyone is friends. Everyone is equal. It's amazing. We're just sitting here in the hallway, and Chase Masterson walks by and becomes a part of our podcast.
28 years ago, I shared an elevator with John Pertwee coming down from the con suite.
Oh, wow. What's your name, sir?
Ed Hooper.
Ed Hooper, you're on MarkWHO42's.
Oh, thank you.
We're on this week. This is the week right after Gallifrey.
Cool.
You've time traveled to Wednesday.
Timey-wimey.
I'll have to listen to Krypton Radio then.
Yeah. Yes, Krypton Radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. It's just, I've been to every single Gallifrey. And,
Every single.
All 29?
Yes. And the first one, I was sitting in the lobby of the LAX Hilton, and Robbie, she was Cantor then, walked through and said, you, and you, come with me. And I didn't say no. And I've been volunteering ever since.
Wow.
Well, that time I was voluntold, but still.
Well, I want to thank you for doing that. Thank you for
Actually, you got a core group that put on the show that have really done an amazing job, because they take months out of their lives to work on it. Some of us just come in on Thursday night, Friday afternoon, start working, go home on Sunday, and that's it until next year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you so much.
I am gobsmacked. I don't know what else there is to say.
Well,
I feel like any question. That is true.
Guys.
Center Square, of course. The all returning guest that comes back every year.
Yes, the never-ending gobstopper of guests,
Mr. Jamie himself.
Yes,
Fraser Hines.
Yeah. Fraser Hines, who's here every year, who is so nice to every single person, who hangs out in the lobby with you
and just has drinks
and just
with you.
talks with you, and like you're over at his house, because let's just face it, this is his house.
Yeah, we're just guests in it.
Yeah. He is fantastic, and he was our center square for Gallifrey Squares.
I got to sit right beneath him, and he was just cheeky as heck. He kept patting my head because it was bald. It was fantastic. He walked past us today while we were waiting in a queue, and he was wearing a Jamie cosplay. It was quite marvelous, with the white shirt and the kilt and the sporran. And he walks by and I say, "Hey, that's a nice cosplay you're doing there, Fraser." And he says, "Oh yeah, I'm cosplaying as that guy from Outlander."
We were like, "He's very handsome. You're doing a great job. You look exactly like him."
And that's funny, because for those of you who are listening that don't know, Fraser Hines played Jamie McCrimmon, and then later the character in Outlander, Jamie Fraser, was named after the author Diana Gabaldon's love for the character of...
And the actor.
And the actor, exactly. Love for the character and the actor who played him. So it was just so cool. And he's making that joke.
You got that guest cameo in the prison episode because of that.
Exactly. So, yeah.
It was such an amazing night, and you guys were so funny, and everyone was laughing. It was such a great time.
Thank you so much. We had a wonderful time. If they asked us to do it again, I would immediately jump on it.
In 2 heartbeats.
Yes, because it's just, what do? These are your friends, and they give you such a good time. And I mean, I can honestly say, like, Chase Masterson is sitting here going, "Yeah, I'll be on your cute little entertainment skit thing for an hour," and you're like, this is amazing. Of course I want to do something like that again.
And then she sits and weeps with us today after the entire con is over about what a blessing it is to be in this family and that we're all making the world a better place. She was a part of an amazing panel. The entire stage was filled with women who work on Doctor Who, on set, behind the scenes, on comics. It was just so heartwarming. Please say whatever you want to say about it.
Well, I've been in a situation I really don't want to get into. A former friend who I was involved with some things that I did that was inappropriate at certain times. I don't want to get into it really, but it was hard to come to terms with it, and I really feel for the women that were involved, and I was so... I almost started crying during the panel.
Almost the entire hall, it was not a dry eye with everyone, regardless of what gender or age or color you were. We were all weepy.
And Wendy Padbury brought up that story that she had never told anyone before, and I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, and Gemma Redgrave hears it, and she leans forward in her seat, her face in her hands, and her eyes are just wide with like, oh my God,
just
how could this happen?
And grief.
And just that how Wendy Padbury is such a young woman, a girl really, and how she lived in a world that she was just conditioned to dismiss it as if it was nothing.
And just hearing again and again from every single woman on the stage that they've had an experience. They've had an experience, whether it happened to them or it happened to someone that they know. And
the name of the panel, I believe, was Gallifrey Waits No More, because it was the whole Time's Up, Me Too moment, and Gallifrey Waits No More. It
was a beautiful moment to just see them bring their guard down and watch these amazing women band together on the stage and really feel for each other. And obviously, it was a very vulnerable panel, and
it was quite a way to end the con. That was the last panel before they did the closing ceremonies, and I think it set the tone perfectly for what the closing ceremonies needed to be.
Yes,
and what the future of Doctor Who is with a female Doctor, and what the future of entertainment needs to be, and what the future of the world needs to be.
Exactly. So, you get amazing moments at Gallifrey One, and we've been here how many years?
I think this is our fifth
or sixth year.
We got in our first year. We bought tickets in August, and that was the last year you could buy tickets in August. Right after that, it was always sold out right away. We snuck in just the year before.
Yep, and every single year, you get a moment like that where it hits you so. It hits you right in the feels. Yeah, it hits you right in the feels, and you're like, whether for like a very serious moment like it was today, or for a very just touching moment, overall, that you're like, I have to come back. This hit me so hard, just like Doctor Who does, It hits you so hard right in the feels, and you're like, I have to come back. I have to come back next week and watch Doctor Who. I have to come back next year and come to Gallifrey One.
This was actually Mark's first Gallifrey One.
Yeah, MarkWHO42's Gallifrey Virgin No More.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for taking the time to talk with us about Galley, and I look forward to seeing you guys here next year, too. Of course, I'll see you all year, but it's something special when it's here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We are going to be on our computers doing all sorts of voodoo and whatever else we need to do on April.
To be able to get those tickets
get those tickets to get here, because it's family. I can't not come back.
There we are.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm here with my friend, Michele. Michele, this is your first year at Galley, right?
Yes, it's my first year.
And how are you liking it so far?
Well, the first night I got here, several people said welcome home. And on the last night at Galley, they were right. It was home. I loved it. It was nothing like I've ever experienced before.
And how long have you been a Doctor Who fan?
Oh, gosh, years. I used to watch it on PBS when I was a kid, and then really got back into it again, of course, with the Ninth Doctor, the new Who, and I've been going strong ever since.
What were you most looking forward to here at Galley?
I actually came into this with not a lot of expectation. I'm usually very micromanaging, so I really tried to just promise myself to go with the flow. So, I was looking forward to everything, the whole experience. Just something new and exciting and different, and I didn't have any expectations. I didn't come into it with anything.
Now, who did you get to meet with it that you were super excited to meet?
It's actually surprising. Meeting Moffat was not what I would think I would have been surprised or excited to meet him, but I am very glad that I did. And so I was really excited to meet him. And Camille, I really was excited to meet her. I met a lot of people, just unbelievable amount of people that it was just all exciting. But my first night, so many days have gone by. So my first night I met Sylvester McCoy, and we had talked about I told him that his gin was good for him, and because of the keto diet. But I was trying not to fangirl, so I was really excited to meet him. And that was just the first of many people.
Now, didn't you run into someone late one night?
I did run into David Bradley in the morning, actually.
Oh, it was the morning.
I came down for my coffee, and I'm a smoker, so I was going in for my cigarette. And I usually just come in my pajamas, come downstairs. No matter where I am on vacation, I'm in my pajamas. I'm going to go have my coffee, my cigarette. Then I'll get ready and everything. And I met him in the lobby in my pajamas. So I said, pay no attention to what you're seeing here, because, this is not normal. This is just my morning, So, but I also met Jenny Coogan my first night as well. She's one of the writers for multiple things. So.
And what did you think of the panels that they have here, all the things they offer here at Galley?
The panels were amazing. Not what I expected. Everything was just a lot more friendly, but I specifically had to talk about the Gallifrey, I can't remember the name of it, the Gallifrey, the women. The last one with the women. It was incredibly powerful.
It was the Gallifrey Waits No More.
Yeah, Gallifrey. That was intense and amazing and tearful, and I know that there's no recording, but I really do hope somebody snuck one, because that is the kind of stuff that needs to keep being heard. And I didn't expect that. And I also enjoyed the first panel with Moffat and his commentary on misogyny, which was really powerful as well.
I know he gets blamed so much for a misogynist, and I really don't think he is.
No, actually, I really felt like applauding him. He was, I don't know if I should say what I'm sure somebody talked about, but he was talking about misogyny as a disease, and it was probably one of the most offensive things to even be hinted at, which it wasn't really, they didn't say you're a misogynist, but it was hinted at some of the questions that were coming at him, and his response was, vehement. Very much like it was the worst thing anybody could call him.
It's one of the main reasons he left Twitter. He used to be on Twitter, and he just got vilified on there so much that he just was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going to deal with you guys anymore.
Wow. Yeah, no, I honestly, I use Twitter for politics more than anything else myself. So
I was just surprised at how personable and funny he was. It's like, I know I've seen him in interviews, but I've never seen him just, kind of off the cuff interacting with people. And he's a very funny guy.
Oh, he's hilarious. I mean, freaking hilarious. I don't know what the language barrier on the show is, but he's hilarious and funny and definitely personable. And I was hesitant as him as a writer on the show for a while, but I absolutely am. I'm a Moffat fan. I love Sherlock and everything, but I'm a Moffat fan, a fan of him personally after this experience this weekend.
You need to check out Coupling next.
Oh Lord, I already have so many things in queue. It's not even funny. I don't even know. I'll be watching Netflix until I die, just trying to catch up on stuff.
So Michele, did you cosplay this weekend?
I did. I have a Lady Dalek dress that I made, and I did some closet cosplay as Donna, and I was gender bending the 10th tenant, and then I did my Dalek was my masterpiece, my one that with all my non-skill, is the one that I put the most work into. So I did. I dressed up a lot, and then right now I'm just wearing, normal clothes, warmer clothes. It got really cold really fast, actually.
Pretty cold for LA.
Well, yes. And then at home, though, it's snowing. So in Reno, Nevada, we're not as cold as my family is right now. So at least there's that.
That's true. You can sit outside still in a t-shirt if you wanted to.
I could. Yeah. And I'm still wearing leggings and a sweater, and that's not going to happen when we get home.
So do you think you'll come back to Galley next year?
I absolutely want to come back to Galley next year, and I've already told my husband that I think I want them to come with me, even though I did have some adult fun with my patio people. Shout out to my patio people. You know who you are, with Tim Tams and our bar and just amazing fun on the patio late night that made me not get any sleep this weekend. Next year I will probably bring the family, maybe. I've already mentioned it to them, and have them experience it too, because it was just nothing I expected at all. It was amazing.
One of the best cons, because I've been to Wizard World and other cons like that, and this is just a different feel altogether. It's so much more of a family environment.
It is. It's and your experience. I mean, the talent. Again, I'm a smoker. I've smoked with Wendy Padbury a couple times. So also amazing in the women's panel, but just. Everybody's so casual, like a lot of the talent that it's not what you don't see that in other cons where they're actually just one of you, and that's pretty much how this whole weekend felt. Like I feel like a lot of these people are friends in a lot of ways, and I've never experienced that here. The way everything was ran was amazing. Like when they had everybody leave the room for their seats for Murray Gold. I was convinced with my pessimistic nature that somebody somewhere was going to start a fight over the fact that they wouldn't get their seats back, and everyone was amazing. It was like clockwork. It was amazing. Would never experienced that probably anywhere else. I can't imagine. I'm 45 years old. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Absolutely amazing. Well, thank you for letting me interview you, and I will see you here next year, I'm sure.
I hope so. I need to make sure I get my tickets on time. That's the big thing. I'm scared I won't get them before they sell out.
You got to be on the computer. You go with your finger over the button.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. So I'll be like, oh, I have to go do something else, and the next thing you know, 10 minutes have passed. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Mark Baumgarten here actually right after Gallifrey, sitting on the terrace waiting for our lovely ride to Planet Hollywood. Boy, we're going to have fun at Planet Hollywood, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the bar.
At the bar. Yeah, we did bar inside. Now we're doing bar elsewhere. Hitting the bars everywhere. I have one of Trish and Ed's friends, Anne, and she has a story to tell us, a Gallifrey story.
Well, actually, I run the Kaffeeklatches here.
Yes, you did, and I loved the Lisa Bowerman Kaffeeklatch. It was so wonderful. I am so glad, because I've met her before. I've had drinks with her at a bar. But
I'm sensing a theme here.
There's a theme. There's a drinking theme. We're playing the drinking game. MarkWHO42 heard on Krypton Radio. Plug, drink. Okay.
You sign up. There's so many people guaranteed a seat, and then you have people called alternates. A young lady came up. She'd been signing up for alternates for a few things, saw a few things, really liked them to see what we had available. But she did have a guaranteed spot for Richard Dinnick.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Another lady walks up. Says, "Is there any way I can get on the Richard Dinnick?" I think by this time we're at alternates, and she goes, "See, it's kind of important. I'm from Spain. I grew up in Spain. I learned how to speak English by reading Peter Angelides and Richard Dinnick's books."
Oh, wow.
And this other woman, Ruby, said, "Is it that important?" She goes, "Well, yes. You can have my spot." She gave up her guaranteed seat to Liberty so Liberty could see Richard Dinnick. Well, Richard Dinnick came over, and I've known him for a while, and I said, "Richard, you got to hear the story." We told him the story. He goes, "Well, what are their names?" And he took their names because he really wanted to make sure he talked to her. We get there, and a couple of people didn't show up, and guess who came to say, well, do you think you have room for another alternate? Well, Ruby came. So both girls got in.
Oh, wow.
And Richard actually got to talk to both of them before he actually went in. And in fact, she goes, can I maybe hug you? And he goes, well, definitely. She was like vibrating. She was so happy and so thrilled to be meeting this person who had helped her through her whole childhood learn how to speak English.
Wow.
But it's twofold, because the girl gave up her seat and still got a seat.
Yeah.
But that she gave up her seat. That's
Gallifrey. It's a family. I'm, first time, and yet I feel like I'm part of the family. I loved Gallifrey. It was a great convention. I enjoyed meeting Stephen Moffat. I mean, at the reception, I got to meet him. Really nice guy. We've said a few harsh things about him on the show before, but I think everyone said a few harsh things about Stephen Moffat. But
yeah, just a bit.
Just a bit. But to be honest, he's a really great guy. He really loved Doctor Who, and no matter what we've said, in hindsight, great showrunner.
Absolutely, one of the best.
Well, thank you, Anne, for telling us about the Kaffeeklatch with Richard Dinnick. Richard Dinnick, wasn't he one of our first guests?
He was one of our first guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fourth show, I think.
Yeah.
But, we actually did not explain what a Kaffeeklatch is.
What is exactly? Because the people listening to us may not have been to the convention. We're tailoring this to people who haven't been to the convention to try to come next year. So, what is a Kaffeeklatch?
Well, we have a boardroom. We have a guest or 3, and 12 people are guaranteed a seat at the table. And then we sign up alternates. So if someone from the 12 doesn't show up, an alternate can get in.
Right.
And then everybody goes in and they just sit and chat and drink coffee or tea, and they get about an hour. And we also take a group photograph, which they get about a month later.
Yeah, so where am I going to get my photograph with Lisa?
In a month later.
A month later? In an email? No. Email. So I'm going to get a picture. That's what I meant. I said where, not when.
Your email.
Email. Cool. Wow, my email box is waiting anxiously in a month from now.
At least
a month.
I do photoshopping.
Oh, cool. All right. Wow. So, this has been a great convention. Trish, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to go with the convention report.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more of MarkWHO42. This segment of MarkWHO42 has been sponsored by Cosplay Convention Center. You can find more information by clicking the link on MarkWHO42.net. They are a database for cosplayers, for anyone who works in the convention limelight. If you're looking for us, we're there. They have a database that narrows down where we're going to be. If you're looking for Doctor Who conventions in your area, this is a place to look. If you're looking for certain people going to conventions, you can find them there too. This database is amazing, and it's wonderful to use if you need to find out about your favorite genre, your favorite podcasts, your favorite professional cosplayers. Check out the Cosplay Guide. Again, you can find their link on MarkWHO42.net.
Don't go away. We'll be back with more MarkWHO42 after this.
MarkWHO42 is proud to have Famous Faces and Funnies as a sponsor of our show. They have literally tons and tons of comic books, novelties, and everything. They're located off of 3020 New Haven Avenue in West Melbourne. If you want to give them a call, let them MarkWHO42 sent you. You can call them at 321-258-3575. But they are a huge store. I mean, you've seen comic stores, but this one is kind of like the Costco of comic stores. They have tons of merchandise. It's incredible. You can go from one store, then there's another section and another section. They have tons and tons of stuff there for you to buy. If you have any geekdom out there, Famous Faces and Funnies has got it. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, everything. Rick, the guy who runs it, real great guy. You definitely want to check out Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Briggs, the voice of many monsters on Doctor Who, and executive producer of Big Finish Productions. And I'm pleased to announce that MarkWHO42 Books have joined forces with Big Finish to bring you Big Finish Audio.
There's this fella who calls himself the Doctor, and he says he has saved me, and we are in his time machine.
You all right? I think I've broken something. What about you?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
I rather think I broke your fall.
Oh, sorry.
MarkWHO42 Books will now offer to bring you the best in Big Finish audio.
But why are they here?
How do you do?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, no need to. I'm the Doctor, and this is...
I am Leela.
By all means, please do come out to play, Doctor. I'm waiting for you.
To find where MarkWHO42 Books will be, go to MarkWHO42.net or on their Facebook site at MarkWHO42.
What are you saying? They fizzled in somehow? Like the TARDIS?
Yeah, transmat from another dimension. The TARDIS doesn't fizzle. It's more of a...
Also go to MarkWHO42.net and download my interview with the team.
You're executive producer at Big Finish Productions.
Correct.
Correct.
Is this a quiz?
MarkWHO42, taking you to the Whoniverse and beyond.
Hello, this is Sylvester McCoy, Doctor Who number 7, on MarkWHO42. What on earth is that? I've no idea, really. All these numbers.
Welcome back to MarkWHO42. Hey, Trish, you know what time it is?
What time is that?
It's time for... Well, we're at a convention, but now it's time for the... it is time to hit the bar, but it's also time for the convention report. And we've got some really cool conventions coming up here with the MarkWHO42 gang. We can give you 2 right now. First of all, this coming weekend in West Palm Beach is Comic-Con Revolution, West Palm Beach, Florida. It's going to be great. It's this Saturday on February 24th, and it's going to be fun for the whole family. You can go to ComicConRevolution.com for more information, or just go to MarkWHO42 and click the link on the sidebar. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a great convention. I'm going to be there hosting a panel on Doctor Who this past year and the Christmas special. And the guest list at this convention is amazing. We've got comic writers, Patrick Broderick, Chris Claremont. We've got Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men. We've got Adam Troy Castro, local writer, and he wrote the Spider-Man Sinister Six trilogy. Sandy King Carpenter, a writer and producer. You should know who she is. She's going to be there. And so many other comic writers and artists will be there, including Tommy Walker from Netflix Daredevil and Nickelodeon's Henry Danger. And if you come to the MarkWHO42 booth, we are doing a liquidation of our stock. We've got Doctor Who items that we will be selling at a discount, so please stop on by. And then, here's one that we go to every year in every ideation of it. It's MegaCon Orlando, this May 24th through 27th. You can go to MegaConOrlando.com, or you can just go to our site and click the link. They've got some great celebrity guests. They have Catherine Tate. I'm sure you know who she is from Doctor Who. It's Donna Noble, of course. We've got Jeff Goldblum, who was just in Thor Ragnarok. We've got Jason Momoa from DC's Justice League. Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil in Netflix's Daredevil. Carrie Ewells, who was in The Princess Bride. Oh, so was Chris Sarandon. He's there too. Oh, Wallace Shawn from The Princess Bride is there. Wow, the whole gang is going to be there. We've got comic feature guests, Jim Lee, Andy Kubert, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. It's going to be great. Like I said, MarkWHO42 will be there doing all the Doctor Who panels, so that should be fun. We've even got animation guests like Zach Callison and Dee Magno, and Estelle, and Michelle Dietz, all from Steven Universe. So please come over to MegaCon Orlando in Orlando, Florida, this May 24th through 27th. Tickets are available now. Go out and, like I said, MegaConOrlando.com, or you can just go to MarkWHO42.net and click on the links directly there. So these are going to be some exciting events, and I just love doing MegaCon every year, and we're doing it again, so that's great. Trish, what are your final thoughts on Gallifrey for this year before we hit the bar?
Oh, it was amazing, a wonderful time to be with friends, and it feels like family. Even though it's my second year, it still feels like family.
Yeah, I gotta say, this was, we made a joke earlier. Yeah, it's my first year, but yeah, I feel like I've made a family here too. And on April, maybe, I don't know, sometime in April, maybe the 14th, we don't know exactly what day it is, I will be in front of my computer, or if I'm at work, on my phone, pressing the button immediately. I lucked out this year. I actually got in on day 2.
Wow.
Day 1, they weren't all filled out, and I was like, in the middle of the night, I couldn't sleep. I'm like, maybe I should, I'm going to do it. And I hit the button, and I got the ticket, so that was good. Wow. So I hope all of our listeners at MarkWHO42 get a chance maybe to get to Gallifrey themselves next year.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone should try to come. Well, they don't have that many tickets, so maybe...
Yeah, we have more listeners than tickets available, but...
I don't know if I want the competition too much.
Yeah, man. So, make sure you leave 2 spaces open. 3, because Eddie. And 4, because I'm going to try to get my girl to come too. Yeah.
Sure. I think she would love it.
I would hope so. So that's the end of this episode of MarkWHO42 as MarkWHO42 went to Galley One. I'm your host, Mark Baumgarten. Trish Freyre. I almost said Trish Helm. It's Trish Freyre. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. And Trish Freyre. Have TARDIS will travel. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
MarkWHO42 has been written and presented by Mark Baumgarten and Trish Helm Freyre. This episode was edited, directed, and produced by Mark Baumgarten. Visit MarkWHO42.net, where you can register and become part of the Whoniverse Army. We can be contacted by email at mark@MarkWHO42, subject line, ? You can have MarkWHO42 entertain at your next event or convention. Go to heroesonhand.com/MarkWHO42. Space Coast Comics is a free monthly magazine found in over 120 locations currently throughout Brevard County, parts of Osceola, Volusia, and Indian River County in Florida, and available in Chicago. Follow them on Facebook to learn more. Doctor Who and its properties are owned by the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. MarkWHO42 is owned and copyrighted by Mark Baumgarten 2018. This is Krypton Radio.